What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Catch You Later. But you can see the sun is just now rising. We've got some birds diving. That's one reason why we stopped. The other reason is I'm just giving that outboard a little bit of a break because we're about to go way out there to the Chandeleur Islands. So let's see if these birds are hiding anything and get on our way. C'est partir. All right, I'm gonna go with something that worked last time we were under birds. Water here is not great. We are fishing on a Sunday, which is not normally when I want to fish. I didn't take any video of the marina, but if I would have, you would have seen pretty quickly why I don't like to fish on Sundays. Oh, I mean, immediate takedowns. Look at that. These are trout. I can probably go to Topwater, y'all. Oh, there it is. Oh boy, that was awesome. That was awesome. Let's see if we can boat flip it. Always iffy on top water. Nice, there we go. Trout number one, y'all, on top water. He got both hooks. I am going to be keeping some fish today. Number one. Boy, if we can get some top water here and then still go to the Chandeleur Islands, what a day that would be, huh? Let me not jinx it by talking about it, though. Now, the top water rule, it's a little bit different. Can't really do the 3-cast rule when you're doing top water because top water is so kind of iffy. You can get 4 or 5 hits while you retrieve and no hookups, especially when you do inline hooks like I do. So typically what I do is I do a 5-cast rule. If I don't get any swipes at it in 5 casts, we'll quit. No, bird, stop. Right at the boat. I wonder if I'm just like right on top of them. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I might be right on top of them. Back up a little bit. Got him, got him. Golly, y'all. Topwater trout, is there anything better? Ooh, number 2. And I'll point out the little adjustment that I just made. I noticed they were hitting me real close to the boat, so I just backed the boat up a little bit. Number 2. Oh, right at the boat again. Oh, cool. It's pulling drag, y'all. Number 3. So to me, that just shows that boat placement is everything. That other boat that was in front of us took off as we were reeling that one in. And who knows, you know, maybe they caught as many as they wanted and they're gonna go further out like I'm about to do, but it could also be that they just weren't catching. And we already saw that me just backing the boat up a little bit made a difference. But you could see that shrimp jumping off in the distance. There's beaucoup de treat aujourd'hui, y'all. And I guess that's my cue to tell y'all, you're gonna start to hear a lot more French in these. Hope y'all don't mind. This is a Louisiana channel. Je suis Canadien. And I've been learning French for about the last year, starting to get semi-conversational. I can talk about the level of a kindergartner or first grader. So I haven't even gone over the weather yet. Let's do that real quick. What cued me to think about that is I can tell the tide is starting to change. It's really starting to come in. And you can see it kind of hitting up against this bank. But that's going to be the story of the day. The tide's going to be incoming, at least where I am, until probably 10:30 or 11. supposed to be conditions like you see right here, flat, calm all day. Give this 3 or 4 more casts, because the last time I went to Chandeleur, which I unfortunately didn't get video of, the real problem with that trip was I took too long getting there. I stopped too many times to catch fish. But what was different about then than now is when I stopped to catch fish, I didn't catch any, and right now we are. But you can see how the tide is hitting that and wrapping around. And it seems like that's what the trout are doing. They're kind of on that bank and they're cueing in on stuff that's coming around. So I'm gonna get closer to the bank, which seems a little bit counterintuitive, but I think that's what we're gonna need. Got it, got it. This is a trout. God, they are fighting hard today. Look at that. May not keep. Yeah, that's not a keeper. But trout on top is a trout on top. See you later, dude. All right, well, that was the last trout we're gonna catch on Topwater. 4 trout to start the day ain't bad. I'm already sweating like crazy. It is very, very hot today. So let's go ahead and do our run and head to the Chandeleur. All right, well, we made it. As I said in the intro, this is my second time fishing the Chandeleur. I still haven't set foot on them. I'm gonna need to do that before we go, so I might interrupt the fishing to just go do that. Although I'm becoming less and less concerned about doing that. Big reason I want to do it is because, I mean, guys, let's be honest, those islands aren't going to be there. Oh, there's a hit. I mean, that's the first cast. I could see whatever was following it. If we're honest, those islands aren't going to be there forever. But being that this is my second time making it out here, I now am pretty confident in my ability to get here and, most importantly, get home. Now, one thing that might surprise you about the Chandeleur Islands is you really have to fish weedless. And this is the setup I used when I was here the last time. It's already gotten a hit, as we just saw. But the island is really full of grass, which I don't know why I didn't know that or anticipate that, but it really seems similar to me to the pattern I discovered fishing the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain a while ago. And we're gonna be doing largely the same technique. And the technique is simple. I've got a 16th ounce Texas rig, and I'm fishing it pretty much like a jerkbait. And this is the setup. You can see big wide gap, 16th ounce weight on top. This is something that you'd probably see bass fishing, but it worked pretty well for me the last time we were here. No, I definitely cannot say I'm an expert. Oh, that's a hit. I definitely cannot say I'm an expert at fishing here or even this style, but that's kind of part of the appeal. There's the appeal of just the sort of danger, for lack of a better word, of getting here. It's not really all that dangerous getting here. I think the most dangerous part is getting back. I probably won't be able to show this to you on camera, but in the water just below there is just a ton of grass. An absolute ton of grass. And what I noticed while taking a break and just kind of drifting is in that grass, there's little silver fish that are pointed down, they must be feeding on microscopic stuff in the grass itself. That's exactly what this lure is mimicking. And so that's probably why it's been as successful as it has been on the previous trip. Not so far yet, but that means that I'm gonna stick to it for a while. There it is, there it is. Look at that beautiful trout. Nice. Look at that. This is my first keeper trout in Chandelier. Look how feisty it is. Such a beautiful fish. That's it. Chandeleur Islands, speckled trout. You're gonna keep it. That's 4 keepers for the day. Man, that was fun. But right here you can see there's grass on the right, no grass on the left. And that's exactly the pattern I was spotting at Lake Pontchartrain just about a year ago. And so what you're looking for are the differences, openings in the grass, or, you know, big openings and then a little patch of grass. Either way, that's kind of what you're looking for. This kind of speckled trout fishing, oh, there's one right there. Oh, that was it. Oh, golly, he came and tattooed it. I was almost sight fishing a trout. Unheard of. Anyway, yeah, this crystal clear water. You got to go with light line like I am and go with a very natural looking bait. Very serendipitous that I was able to see the bait fish in the grass, and I know that I've got the perfect color, the perfect profile, perfect everything, and even the perfect technique. Let's see if I can show y'all why this is the perfect technique. I don't know if you can see my lure over there. It falls straight down because that weight is right on the nose of this lure. And so I can see it's getting tattooed by a bunch of bait fish right now. Can y'all see that? I mean, these are all little, there's a trout that came right out of the grass and tattooed it. My gosh. But that is why this is the perfect technique. This lure is looking just like the smaller bait fish in here. It's pointing straight into the grass, and you just hop it over the grass. It looks like a fish that's feeding in the grass, and that's pretty irresistible to these fish. All right, I'm gonna get out just so I can go step foot on the island. There's trash on the island because, of course, ooh, look, gigantic stingray right there. That's almost right where I was gonna walk. Goodness. Well, that's a little bit unnerving. But let's do it. I'm gonna leave my jeans on because hopefully the water on them will keep me a bit cool. All right, well, I stepped foot on the island and got some trash off of it. So did my good deed and checked another item off the bucket list. Well, we're not in the Chandeleurs anymore, and I'm really sorry. I wish I could show y'all what I got into. As soon as I picked up that trash, I went back, I don't know, maybe 300 yards off the coastline and found a feeding frenzy and caught ladyfish, Spanish mackerel, bluefish, speckled trout, all at the same time. But you know what? My GoPro stopped working. So we're just gonna have to end it here. Of course, always please like and subscribe. That certainly helps, but I don't know what's gonna help me with these cameras. This is the second time I went all the way out to those islands and just didn't get the footage. So I guess maybe third time's a charm. We'll see. Until next time, family and friends first, and I will catch you later. See ya.